Hello YouTube, welcome to my vintage chainsaw channel. Today we're doing a little bit of a different format. I'm just going to be talking a little bit about this Homelite 530 belt drive carcass that I picked up from a friend as a package deal. One of them was a relatively easy project to get running. This one was more of a seized carcass, and I'm hopefully bringing it back from the dead. When I got it, like I said, it was seized up pretty good. I was able to get, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a revolution out of it before it locked up again on me, even tighter than before. And what I found was, when I finally got it open and split the chicken, as we call it, the piston itself was seized to the inside of the cylinder wall, not because of overheating or scoring or any of that. It was because there was just so much varnish inside the piston and cylinder. Something happened with the rings where this thing was running. I don't know if it ran hot or ran with bad fuel, and the rings locked themselves up pretty tight inside the ring landings. So we had all this blow-by that went by the top of the piston, and that was enough, I guess, to stick to the sides of the cylinder walls and over time glue the piston to the inside of the cylinder. But anyway, finally got that cleared up. Bearings all feel good. Obviously, I got the cylinder and all that off. This is an old belt drive from either late 1953 or early 1954, based on the serial number. Back in the 70s and 80s, Homelite was pretty good at coding the dates of manufacture, the lot number, and all that into the serial numbers. But from the 60s on back, they didn't do that. So it could be very difficult to determine an accurate date of manufacture. There is a document on House of Homelite from a woman named Joyce Wilson, who was meticulous enough to document all of the saws by serial number that she sold, starting in the early 1950s. And so we're able to get ourselves close with the manufacture dates based on those numbers. And in doing so, I've determined this is either a very late 53 or early 1954. And I did mention it's a belt drive, uses Gilmer belt reduction. I don't know the exact reduction ratios, but the chain goes very, very slow. You can watch the links, actually count the links as the chain is spinning. But the net result is, because of those reductions, you have a massive amount of torque. So you could put, theoretically, an 8 or a 10-foot bar on these things, and it'll cut, it'll hog through the wood very slow like molasses, but it'll do it if you got a helper handle and the upper body strength for it. So, I'm just chipping away at this project. I got the piston and rings soaking in acetone. Cleaned out the fuel tank last night, put in a new fuel line, fuel filter. Arguably, the old fuel line could have been used again, but I don't want to chance it. I'm already in there. Might as well do it right. Next, I'm going to be cleaning up the carburetor and putting a rebuild kit inside of it. You can see it's pretty gummy and it's seen better days, but, like any old project, just chip away at it. And based on the results that I'm finding so far, I'm confident I'm going to hear this thing run again. I was able to clean up the points and clean up the wires and all the connections and everything, and I got spark back. You can see that it still has no spark plug boot. I'm not too worried about that. I could just as easily put a ring terminal or a gator clip or something on the spark plug when it comes time to run it. I'm not a purist at all. I just want to hear these things run again. This has been a tremendous hobby that, I really discovered my passion for over the past couple of years. In particular, the wonky 1950s stuff that, it's obsolete, it's heavy, it's loud, it's obscene, but there's sort of a beautiful elegance in their simplicity and in their how primitive they are. So anyway, just a little spiel on my latest project. This one's got a long ways to go before I'll hear it run again, but I'm confident it will run again based on everything I found. So hope you guys found this a little interesting, a little bit of history, a little bit of just me jaw-jacking about it. I'm probably going to continue this kind of format as I talk more about my projects. You guys have seen videos of me running them and starting them and cutting wood with them, but I figured I'd get a little bit more into the nitty-gritty nuts and bolts of talking about these things and just showing you guys where I'm at with my projects. And sometime soon I'll give you a tour of my saw collection. It's a mess down here, but it's my home and I like it. So catch you guys on the next video, whenever that happens. Not sure when. Take care.